breakfast in here looking at this. And then this. And then I just search this. Stars fell. Revelation 16 or 6:13. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Probably why there's this lots of comets. I'll leave the link. Okay, and so the only book I've read completely from cover to cover in 3 years. I mean, even, well, anyway, just getting from front to back on something. Comet is in this book, and the book is called Illustrations of the Atmospherical Origins of Epidemic Disorders of Health by Tom Forster. I put in comment. Shakespeare down disease and pestilence and war. Pope has evidently taken this poetic license with Homer, with Milton's lines in his head in Paradise Lost, and like the comet burns in the Arctic sky, and from this horrid hair shakes pestilence and war. Homer in the 22nd book of the Iliad at the verse 30. There are some circumstances concerning the plague which followed the battles of Salamis worth noticing. A comet and a violent eruption of Etna preceded, and it led to an inquiry which indeed was the general belief, whether comets rouse the fire of volcanoes and also bring violent Alright, let's go through, we're on page 147. If you want to get the book, I'll leave the link here and you can read it yourself. And this is AD 1219, Comet and Pestilence. 1222. Well, I'm just going to quote through all these. I'm going to go to view all. And then I'll leave the link. I probably already said that, if not. Okay, atmospherical influence of health illustrated by the history of particular diseases and the effects of change of air, which does work, by the way. I'll read through some of this. Fevers prove to be the joint effects of atmospherical and other causes. Benefit of change air. Other fluctuating deafness from atmospheric causes, toothache, all sorts of stuff. So page 131, they're correlating comets with volcanoes. In 609, a comet is recorded to have been seen in Rome, and in 610, a desperate plague again assailed that city. At the same time, we were told that the comet of this period is said to have been the same according to calculations which appeared to BC 1767. And here about Halley's Comet, which I saw. Webster's, if this could be proved to be the constant effect of comets, the approach of Halley's Great Comet again in 1833 would be no very pleasing thing to those who had a tottering frame of body. Comet jam, comet cream, and so are vulgar terms for the supposed effects of comets on preserves. Ew. I mean, some gross bacteria was getting in there. About 30 years BC, Jerusalem was devastated by a pestilence which, according to Dion Cassius, followed a comet. At the same time was an overflowing of the Tiber and an epidemic at Rome, which followed the hard winter. And let's see. Soon after a comet was discovered, comet earthquakes frequent mock suns, famine at Rome. In the later plague, numerous public officers died. So yeah, mock suns. I wonder what that means. Mock. Mock.
Mock.
As a verb, tease or laugh in a scornful, contemptuous manner. Adjective, not authentic or real, but without the intention to deceive. A noun, an object of derision. He has become the mock of all of his contemporaries. Imitation, artificial. He mocks them at Washington insiders. Ridicule, jeer. Let's see. Mock sun is a noun, plural noun. Mock sons, informal term for perihelion. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, it's found in the Encyclopedia and Wikipedia. It also says to see perihelion. Here's the site. Thesaurus. Mock sun is a noun, a bright spot on the perihelic cycle caused by differentiation by ice crystals. Quote, 2 or more perihelia usually seen at once. Marculation, patch, speckle, dapple, fleck, spot. A small contrasting part of something. A bald spot, a leopard spot, a patch of clouds, a patch of thin ice, a fleck of red. Alright. See how that kind of correlates to those sundogs we're all getting now. Anyway, I do recommend checking this book out. Let's see. AD 67, the above comet to its perihelion that St. Paul was shipwrecked on the Isle of Malta. 67, comet destructive tempest in Campania. 117, comet observed at Rome. Antioch almost destroyed by an earthquake accompanied by galls of wind. Great overflowings of the Tiber. Slight earthquakes. Comet, and 2 years after it, an earthquake in England. Large comet observed, followed by a severe winter, and a few years afterwards, carbuncles. 407, a comet and most unusual appearance of it described Nicephorus like a cone of fire. But what the perihelion really means is not yet cleared up. Okay. Nicephorus, like a cone of fire. Comet followed by a tremendous famine and pestilence of peculiar character, skin drying like parchment, and depraved appetite. Anyway, I won't take up more time, but this is a really interesting book, I thought. And of course, for further reading, pestilence occurs 47 times in 46 verses in the King James Version. First time is Exodus 5:3, and they said, "The God of the Hebrews hath met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword." And famine occurs 96 times in 84 verses in the King James Version of the Bible. Genesis 12:10, and there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. There wasn't anything on falling star or comet, but I put in star, and it occurs 15 times in 14 verses. Numbers 24:17, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a sepulchre shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Amos 5:26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch, and Chuan, your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Matthew 2:2, saying, Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. Matthew 2:7, Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what the time the star appeared. Matthew 2:9, And when they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. Matthew 2:10, When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. Acts 7:4-3, Yea, ye took up the tabernacle, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differeth from another in glory. 2 Peter 1:19, We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in the dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. Revelation 2:28, And I will give him the morning star. Revelation 8:10, And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. Revelation 8:11, And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. Revelation 9:1, And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. Revelation 22:16, I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. Wow. Amazing how some of these random searches go. Pretty strong for me. Pretty amazing.